So I wanted to come on today and talk about Washington's offensive line against the Eagles. And first and foremost, the team made a swap of players, one because of injury and the other because of a player playing ineffectively. But they swapped out Nick Gates and Tyler Larson, and they swapped out Sadiq Charles with Chris Paul. Now, I had wondered why Chris Paul didn't get a shot at starting anyway, from what I was hearing from training camp and what video I did see and then what I saw of him in the preseason. I was actually kind of surprised when Charles ended up as the starter. I know a lot of folks wanted Ricky Stromberg to get a shot, but it is what it is. That said, let's just hop right in. Now, the big difference in this week and any of the other weeks that we've been in is the fact that this offensive line didn't give up any sacks against the Eagles until the fourth quarter, and I mean deep in the fourth quarter. And yes, it was literally at the most inopportune time that they did give up a sack, coming on fourth down after that play that I made the last video about. And this is a situation that we've seen happen way too many times this year, as Hassan Reddick has a dream matchup over there seemingly against Andrew Wylie, hits him with a cross chop and, makes real quick work of that. And Sam actually got stripped here and Wylie recovered it. Look, folks, nothing new here. We've seen this in every single game. Why should this game be any different, right? I was glad to see they only gave up one sack in this game, but, the fact that it was Wylie that gave it up is just par for the course. Now, you guys have heard me sing the praises of Brian Robinson, but this play right here made me wish that we still had a guy like Chris Thompson coming out the backfield on third downs, or just coming out the backfield, period. Because plays like this, he would have broke free for a touchdown right here. B-Rob just does not have that burst to turn that corner right here and get through that hole. Because if you stop the play right there, if he breaks free in that hole right there, he's got three blockers out in the middle of the field and nobody down here to stop him. If this is Gibson catching this ball, this is probably a touchdown right here. And love to see that two of the guys leading that charge downfield, Tyler Larson and Chris Paul. Now, this play right here is just a poor protection scheme all the way around. On one hand, you could have said they could have lined Logan Thomas up on the right side and maybe made the block there. But after he moved over to the left, the guy that he was lined up against there, that guy ended up almost making a play on the play too. Just poor protection on this play right here. Robinson's, play is over with before it begins. I really liked the way that this play right here looked when it first started. And I don't understand why it deteriorated to the place that it did. But as De'Ami Brown's going to turn this corner right here, Jalen Carter gets separation from his guy. And I think it's 17 over there, breaks free. Leno gets lost a little bit in space over here after throwing a little bit of a soft block on Carter. And Paul can't hold his block on Carter, which is no surprise. That's a tall job right there. Not a lot of players are going to be able to do that. But then Paul redeems himself on this play right here. I absolutely love a pulling guard that can make the play for you. He makes the play right there for us. I used to love when Brandon Sheriff used to do stuff like this. And it's good to see Paul is able to do it with pretty much with some ease there. You always love to see a draft pick start to show himself. You know what I'm saying? Start to show his ass a little bit. I like to see this. I think this move was made way later than it should have been, but hey, here we are. When Sam Howell is given a clean pocket, the kid can freaking spin the ball. Watch him just with ease, just put this thing right on the spot. And of course, McLaurin goes up there and gets it. But look how pretty that ball is coming off his hand. Beautiful. Now, in this particular play right here, Jalen Carter is able to get past Chris Paul without much problem at all, and Antonio Gibson gets completely ran over, and Sam barely gets the ball away, but at the same time, almost throws a complete pass. It was just outside of Byron Pringle's hands. But Carter's a nasty dude, and he just catches Paul flat-footed right here and makes a little move around the other side, pushes his way right on past him without any problem at all. Now, this is just a basic run, but everybody does their job on this play. And I love to see right here at the end, Terry McLaurin comes up and makes the block on the edge there and really, springs that play for a couple more yards around the edge, which is the difference in, what is it, 2nd and 1 or 3rd and 1, and a first down. Now, Wylie almost got beat over here on this edge right here. On this play right here, Sam is able to get the ball away and make a completion out of it. At least he was able to make something positive out of an almost really bad negative. You can look close right there and you can see, boom, the defender's arm hits Sam right as he goes to let go of it. Right there. I absolutely love to see Sam rolling out to the right, coming off his spot, and making the look and making the play down the field right to Jahan Dotson. And Dotson's had kind of a quiet year, and this game was a kind of a coming out party for him. He had the best game of his year. Now, you love to see this. While Chris Paul gets tested here, he digs in and he makes a push back on his man right here. Boom, boom, and then pushes him back at the end. I love guys that'll fight for our quarterback, get in there and make sure that, you know, our guy's protected. A closer look will show you that Leno damn near lost control of his guy. I like this little short pass right here. They kind of take advantage of Reddick coming around that end. It's a definite mismatch Reddick has over several of our players on our team. And Fletcher Cox is able to make a good play on this, but Wylie gets out there in space and looks like he's actually about to do something, but obviously, as you see, Fletcher Cox, you know, brings the player down from behind. Now, on this play right here, Paul pulls again, but on this play, he comes to the hole, he makes his block, but another guy slides through right there on the other side. And quite honestly, he misses blocking both of them at the same time by mere just inches. And it kind of looks like the other guy kind of maybe hides behind one of the other defenders, and so Paul doesn't see him there for a half second. This play was destined to fail with two defenders heading for the same hole and only one blocker. This play scared me a little bit. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm generally the type of person that's always, if I see the quarterback take off, the first thought I have, if I see the defender getting close, is slide, slide, slide. And Sam looks like he's trying to slide here, but he goes to his knees and his feet failed him. You know what I mean? Look, this is a real easy way to get hurt. I mean, maybe by a turf monster or by a helmet to helmet or whatever the case is, but he's vulnerable right here when he starts to slide and hits his knees. He is vulnerable right there, and I worry because look at 96 pressing down. That man could easily pop Sam right in the head and it not even be 96's fault. See what I'm saying? Luckily enough, he kind of goes over top of him a little bit, still a hit to the neck area, but, you know, Sam made himself a ball carrier at that point. He's up for those hits, but you do not want to see your quarterback, you know, on the turf like that, taking hits from defenders, especially 1-2 at the same time, and, you know, he's dragging his legs across the turf right. That's a good way to get hurt. And Tyler Larson gets beat on this play right here. 93 hits him, club to the shoulder, and then a chop, and he's in there in the backfield and right on Sam. And of course, Fletcher Cox over there gets his hand in the way at the right time. I'm here to tell you, Fletcher Cox has made a career out of disrupting things going on, you know, at Washington's line of scrimmage. The Redskins for years, you know, now the Commanders. This guy has given quarterbacks nightmares in the burgundy and gold. And Cosmi actually does a pretty damn good job on him on this series of downs right here and on this play. It's just right as Sam lets go of the ball, he's right there. And this play right here is the interception that Sam threw, and this is just a case of Sam trying to put the ball where nobody else could get it but Terry McLaurin, and it just happened to go over the top or over the tips of Terry's fingers and right into the defender's hands. Terry is normally pretty damn good on these tough catches like this. Yesterday seemed like maybe like it was just a little bit of an off day for him. Now, mind you, that's an off day by Terry McLaurin standards in my book. And as I said a minute ago, when this guy's got a clean pocket and he's able to do his thing, I mean, look at the rope that he throws to Antonio Gibson right here. Just right over the shoulder. Guys, it just don't get much better than that. And talking about not getting much better than that, watch this toss right here, man. I mean, this was just one hell of a throw to Jamison Crowder, who has, without a doubt, been the best free agency pickup this season. I mean, this is just a pretty little game of pitch and catch right here. This is beautiful. And a great job by Crowder to bring that ball in, too. I'm hoping that the two changes that were made to the offensive line over the last week are permanent. Now, I know Sadiq Charles went to injured reserve, and I know Gates is actually signed through next year and has some guaranteed money that's in question there. But I believe that Tyler Larson was probably always going to be the starting center when he got healthy. I think maybe they stuck with Gates hoping that Gates would get better. The film has shown over and over again that Gates gives up way too much pressure. You know, you add that in with the play calling, you know, not being real beneficial to a young, you know, quarterback that needs things kind of going quick with an offensive line that can be problematic. Not to mention the young guy still is learning. He makes mistakes. You got a three-pronged issue there. It's not just one thing. So people that are overly trying to say it's one thing and not the other, you're wrong. It's three things at once, and it's three things separately at times. And sometimes it's just one of the three. Sometimes it's two of the three. You get the point, though. I also believe that they're not done shuffling yet. Really, this team, you know, they need new tackles, but they're going to have to find a way to make do with what they have for now unless they can find somebody who's willing to make a trade at the trade deadline, which I doubt happens. I could be wrong. I welcome myself to be wrong at times. But I think we all already know that Andrew Wylie is not the answer at right tackle. Maybe he would be an answer at one of the guard spots if given another chance somewhere else. Who knows? He makes $8 million a year, which I have no clue why anybody gave him a 3-year deal worth, what, $24.2 million or some odd number? That was a waste of money. But seeing them go to, you know, those quick out routes and seeing the play calling shift up a little bit, more running happening, more quarterback friendly, you know, plays where the wide receivers are turning and looking within a, you know, 2 to 3 yard radius route range or whatever. You have to work with a young quarterback. You know, he's not going to be Patrick Mahomes right out the box. And it's good to see progress on that level. We still don't know where that's heading, but it's good to see progress on that level. I think it's safe to say that Sam Howell is definitely better than the 5th round pick they gave for him. Sure, he's got some issues, but, you know, most players taken after the 4th round, quarterbacks definitely normally do. But he went out against one of the best defenses in the NFL, if not, you know, the best team in the NFL right now, and did really well against them. He did well against them the first game as well. And to me, that says a lot. He definitely looked more comfortable. You know, they gave him a little bit more time. I was liking the balls that he was able to throw, especially the touchdown passes I saw him throw. He had a couple passes that were kind of questionable that he threw to Terry McLaurin. One, he was running to the left across his body. The ball was kind of low and Terry dropped it. You know, the one right before that, I believe the play was right before that. He threw it a little bit ahead of Terry, and Terry dropped that one as well. And Terry normally doesn't drop those kind of tough catches. And, you know, so that was kind of like a, whoa, what happened there? You know, it kind of made it look like Terry was having a bad day. It could have been ball placement issues, but, you know, one of those plays, Terry was wide open and Sam was coming across his body and the ball was kind of low. You know, just looked like a play that both of them probably would say it was their fault, you know. But overall, I think the two new guys in the lineup really made a decent impact against a really tough defensive line. For all the nastiness that Nick Gates brought, you know, you could also see that Tyler Larson just works better in the system. Maybe it's because he's been there longer. Whatever it is, you could just see it looking at the film. Now, I've heard some Giants fans say that Gates could play guard as well and that he's a good plug-in kind of guy. That's good to know because depth is something that you can never have enough of. Of course, at the rate that he's being paid, I'd have to say that he's definitely underachieving. But at any rate, do me a favor, guys, and hit that like button. It doesn't cost a single cent, but I swear it helps out more than you could ever imagine. Also, make sure to reach up there and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And keep in mind that the easiest way to make sure that you do not miss the videos that come from this channel is to hit that bell. Let me know what y'all thinking down in the comments. Y'all take it easy. Peace.